Welcome back to James English. I'm Jayz.
And I'm Amy May continues, and today we're talking about one of the most personal topics in any language.
Where you're from.
Your hometown, your city, the place that made you who you are.
Or the place you ran away from. Both are valid.
Both are very common, actually.
Wherever you're from, you will be asked about it in English, more times than you can count.
Where are you from? Is one of the first questions any English speaker asks when they meet someone new.
It sounds simple, but for many learners, it's surprisingly hard to answer well.
Because we want to say more than just a city name. We want to give the person a feeling for the place.
Today, we teach you how to do exactly that, how to describe your hometown in a way that's interesting, personal, and natural.
And we use our own hometowns as the examples. Jayz, you go first. Tell me about San Diego.
Gladly. San Diego is a city on the southwest coast of California, right on the border with Mexico. It has about 1.4 million people in the city itself and more than 3 million in the greater metro area.
So, it's large.
Large, but not overwhelming. That's actually one of the things people love about it. It has the energy of a big city, but it doesn't feel as intense as Los Angeles or New York.
What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of San Diego?
The weather. Honestly, the weather is almost unfair. It's around 21 degrees Celsius almost every single day of the year. Sunny, mild, a little breeze off the ocean. People call it perfect weather, and they're not exaggerating.
I've heard that no real seasons.
Barely. We get maybe 2 weeks that feel genuinely cold. The rest of the year it's just beautiful. People joke that we don't know how to handle rain because we see it so rarely.
What about the character of the city? What kind of city is it?
Relaxed, outdoorsy, very focused on the ocean and beaches. There's a strong military presence because of the Navy base. There's also a huge craft beer scene, great Mexican food because of the proximity to the border and a culture that values being outside.
It sounds like a place people move to on purpose.
A lot of people do. There's a saying, nobody is actually from San Diego, because so many people move there from somewhere else. Families from the Midwest, young people from colder states, military families who were stationed there and never left.
That's interesting. A city that attracts people.
Exactly. Now your turn. Tell me about Shanghai.
Shanghai is where I grew up, and it is the complete opposite of San Diego in almost every way.
Tell me.
It's huge. With the surrounding area, it's one of the largest cities in the world, more than 24 million people. When I was growing up, the skyline was always changing, new buildings going up every year. The city never felt finished. It always felt like it was becoming something.
That's a vivid image.
It's true, though. Shanghai has this energy of constant motion. People walk fast, they talk fast. Everyone has somewhere to be.
What's the feel of the city?
Ambitious modern, there's a mix of old and new that I think is unique. You can walk along the Bund, which is this beautiful stretch of colonial era buildings on the river, and then turn around and see some of the most futuristic skyscrapers in the world on the other side, old and new, side by side.
That contrast sounds incredible visually.
It is, and the food culture is extraordinary. Shanghai has its own cuisine, but also food from every province in China and from all over the world. You could eat something different for breakfast every day for a year and not repeat yourself.
That's the dream.
It really is, but it's also a demanding city, very competitive, very expensive. People work incredibly hard.
Now let's look at the language we used and help listeners do the same thing. Let's start with the basics.
The first layer is geography. Where is your city? How large is it? What's nearby?
I described San Diego as being on the southwest coast on the Mexican border. Amy described Shanghai as being enormous and on a river.
You can say, it's a coastal city in the south of the country, or it's a small mountain town about 2 hours from the capital, or it's right in the center of the country, sort of surrounded by farmland.
Geography gives the listener a mental map. Even if they don't know the city, they can picture where it sits.
The second layer is size and character. Is it big or small, fast or slow, quiet or busy?
We use words like relaxed, outdoorsy, ambitious, modern. These adjectives do a lot of work.
Think about your own hometown. Which adjectives fit? friendly, traditional, industrial, artistic, historic, growing, overlooked, underrated.
Underrated is a great one. If you love your hometown, but it doesn't get much attention. You can say, honestly, it's a bit underrated. Most people haven't heard of it, but it has a lot to offer.
That immediately makes the listener curious.
The third layer is what the place is known for: food, history, nature, a particular industry, a famous landmark.
I mentioned the Bund and Shanghai cuisine. Jayz mentioned craft beer and Mexican food.
You can also mention what your city produces, what it's famous for, or even what's surprising about it.
It's actually the manufacturing capital of that region, or it's known for its hot springs, or people are always surprised to hear that it has one of the best jazz scenes in the country.
That last phrase is great. People are always surprised to hear that. It signals that you're about to share something unexpected.
Which makes the conversation more interesting.
Now the fourth layer, and this is the one that makes a description truly personal.
How does the place make you feel?
What memories do you have there? What do you miss? What drove you away? If you left?
When I think about Shanghai, I think about being 12 years old and taking the metro by myself for the first time. The feeling of independence in a city that big, it was exciting and a little terrifying.
That's a specific, personal memory, and it tells me something not just about Shanghai, but about Amy.
That's the goal. Your hometown description should reveal something about you.
When I think about San Diego, I think about surfing at 6 a.m. before school. The water cold, the sun just coming up, nobody else around. That feeling is San Diego to me.
Even if someone has never been to San Diego, they can feel that image.
Let's practice some useful phrases now. When someone asks, "Where are you from?" you have several options.
The simple answer, I'm from Shanghai, in China. Short, clear, complete.
The expanded answer, I'm originally from Shanghai, but I've been living in London for the past few years.
The inviting answer, I'm from Shanghai. Have you ever been to China?
That one turns the question back into a conversation.
Then, when they inevitably ask, what's it like, you use everything we practiced today.
Start with geography, add size and character, mention what it's known for, and then offer one personal detail that makes it real.
Here's an example. Shanghai is this enormous city on the east coast of China. It has around 25 million people, so it's dense and fast-moving. It's known as China's financial and fashion capital. What I remember most is the contrast between old lanes with tiny houses and this incredible modern skyline.
That's a full answer. It covers all 4 layers and ends with a feeling.
Now let's look at how to talk about a place you have complicated feelings about, because not everyone loves their hometown.
This is really common. Some people grew up somewhere they wanted to escape. Small towns with not much opportunity. Industrial cities that decline places where they didn't fit in.
And that's worth talking about too.
You can be honest without being harsh. It was a quiet town with not a lot going on. Good for raising a family, I think. But I was restless. I needed more.
Or, it had its charm, but opportunities were limited. A lot of people from my generation moved away after school.
Those descriptions are honest, and they also say something meaningful.
You can also talk about how your feelings about a place change over time.
I couldn't wait to leave when I was 18, but when I go back now, I see what I didn't appreciate before. The slower pace, the way people know each other, the sense of community.
That's a very relatable arc. Leave, grow, return with new eyes.
Let's also talk about something a lot of people feel, homesickness, because talking about your hometown often brings up the feeling of missing it.
Homesickness is interesting in English. The word itself tells you something, home plus sick. It's not just missing a place, it's a physical feeling.
And it comes in waves. You might feel totally fine for months, and then one smell, one song, one particular type of afternoon light hits you, and you're somewhere else entirely.
For me, it's the sound of a particular kind of rain on a window. Shanghai gets these heavy summer rains that hit hard and fast when I hear that sound anywhere in the world. I'm back there immediately.
That's called a sensory trigger, a sensory memory. It's incredibly useful language for talking about place and nostalgia.
You can say, the smell of blank always takes me back to blank. Or, every time I hear blank, I think of blank. Or, certain foods taste like home to me no matter where I eat them.
These are emotional, personal, and they create an instant connection with anyone who has ever been far from home.
Which is most people.
Here's a useful phrase if you're talking to someone who has also moved far from their hometown. Do you ever have those moments where something random reminds you of home?
That question opens up a whole conversation, and it shows empathy. It shows you understand what it feels like to be somewhere other than where you started.
Now let's look at how to talk about returning home. Because if you've left your hometown, you know that going back is its own complicated experience.
When I visit Shanghai now, everything feels slightly different. The city has changed. New buildings where old ones were. New restaurants where familiar ones used to be. Even the rhythm feels different to me now.
And you changed, too, so the place and the person don't quite fit the way they used to.
There's an English phrase for this. You can't go home again. That means the home you remember exists in the past, not in the present.
But there's something valuable in that gap, too. When you return with fresh eyes, you see what you never noticed when you lived there.
The beauty you took for granted, the community that held you without you realizing it, the particular light of a particular time of year.
Useful phrases for talking about returning. When I go back now, I see it differently. There's something bittersweet about visiting a place you've outgrown. It still feels like home even though everything has changed. It doesn't feel the same, but somehow that's okay.
All of those hold two feelings at once, and that's very human.
One more useful structure, comparing your hometown to where you live now.
Compared to London, Shanghai is much louder and more crowded, but somehow it feels more alive to me. Comparing gives the listener context they can understand.
Especially if they know the reference city.
It's smaller than Bangkok, but has a similar energy. That one sentence locates a city for someone who's never heard of it.
Let's do a full practice exercise, Amy. Pretend you're meeting someone new at a work event. They ask where you're from.
Okay, I'm originally from Shanghai. It's a huge city on the east coast of China, very different from here. Bousier, more crowded, but I love it. What about you?
Perfect. Short, informative, and you handed the conversation back. Now, what if they say, "Oh, I've always wanted to go. What should I do there?"
Then you can expand. You have to walk along the Bund at night. The view of the skyline across the river is incredible. And eat at a local place, not a tourist restaurant. The soup dumplings especially. You'll never forget them.
Specific, enthusiastic, and practical. That's a great recommendation.
And it makes the person want to go.
The goal of talking about your hometown is not just to share information. It's to make the other person feel something about the place.
Curiosity, warmth, a desire to see it themselves.
Or at least to keep asking questions.
Because that's what good conversation does. It opens doors.
Let's review the vocabulary from today for location, coastal, inland, northern, southern, central, border region, river delta.
For size, vast, sprawling, compact, small, mid-sized, densely populated, spread out.
For character, vibrant, laid-back, traditional, forward-looking, industrial, artistic, underrated, overlooked, fast-paced, slow-paced.
For feelings, I grew up there, feeling. It shaped me in ways I still notice. I didn't appreciate it until I left. It always felt like home. I always felt like an outsider. It's complicated.
And for recommendations, you have to see. Make sure you try. Don't leave without visiting. The thing most people miss is...
All of these phrases work in any conversation, about any place.
Wherever you're from, you have a story worth telling. Today's goal is to tell it with confidence.
Practice tonight. Choose 3 words that describe your hometown. Then write 2 sentences about what it's known for. Then write 1 personal memory.
Those 6 elements will give you everything you need to answer where are you from in a way that people actually remember.
As they say, back home, the place you come from is the first chapter of your story.
And every good story starts by knowing where you began.
That's our show for today. Thank you for listening.
We'll see you tomorrow on Jamyy English. Keep going.